Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hi.
Hello.
And in a second, these other two people will be unveiled. Okay, hello. Hi.
They're there.
There they are. Hey, what's up? Jim, I've been working on having you on the stream for a while.
I've been avoiding it as hard as I possibly could, but I'm here. No, I've not been avoiding it.
No, it's just been busy.
Yes.
But yeah, for a while you were saying like you wanted to practice some Descent, and here we are.
Yes. It's. I quickly learned that I haven't played it on a controller. Well, ever actually. I think.
Yeah, it
You mentioned it because back in the day we used to have our crazy rigs to varying degrees, which I'm sure we'll get into in terms of what kinds of controls we used to use back in the day.
Yeah. Before we get too far in, might as well do some introductions. Hi, I'm Josh Stinson, the stream czar. We also have...
Hi, I'm Jasen Whiteside, not a czar of anything.
What do you do, though?
I do a lot of random things. I have a title called Principal Artist or Studio Art Director, depending on the minute of the day.
All right.
And my name is Jim Boone. I'm a senior producer here at Volition. Do I need to expand on that?
What's something you've done in the past? What's something that you've done for a previous game?
Right. I've been the producer on. I was the producer on Sr 4.
Okay.
Most recently, and then Sr GAT.
Okay. Is producer mainly just like coordinating the other people?
It's a little bit of everything. It's even more convoluted than Jason's role as art, whatever, and your role as czar. It changes at the nanosecond compared to the second, I guess. So yeah, I do stuff.
Okay.
And things.
Is there a creative aspect to that too? Like
There
you
can
actually
be.
make actual
Absolutely.
decisions, like what happens or
Absolutely.
changes for something.
Yeah, sometimes it's creative in terms of the high level vision. Sometimes it's low level where people want to kill us and get producers out of the way so that people can do their work without interference.
Mostly that.
Yeah, I think it tends to be right. That's fair. So yeah, we try to help as best we can.
Okay.
In whatever special way we can.
All right. And Adam?
I'm Adam Pletcher. I'm a technical art architect, so I do work on tools and technology that our game teams use to make games.
At least one of us knows.
Yeah,
our
he's
job.
very specific. That's good. Exactly.
Yeah, I used to do artwork back in the day.
He wrote his answer before the stream.
Yeah, I did.
Some great artwork back in the day.
Well, I don't know.
I remember the cinematics for Descent 2. That was
Okay.
that was pretty
Of
sweet.
all the Descent artwork I did, that was probably
That was good stuff.
Something I'm as close to proud as I could be. Yes,
Absolutely.
for the time.
Yeah.
They probably didn't age too well. I haven't seen them in years. We'll see. But now, yeah, I mostly just do tech art stuff. I can't do art anymore.
Right before that you did the... actually, which one of you mentioned? I already forgot. Good lord. Who worked in that alley in Saints Row 3?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The one where you start out and you have to go through the alley where the
Right after
buildings
the
have
intro
all
mission?
of the
Right
sex
here.
toys, and
Yeah.
there's a building with giant silver boobs. Yeah, that
What kind of research did you have to
Well
do on
done.
that, Jason, to
Oh,
try to get
man.
the authenticity of the structures?
I tried to score a trip to Amsterdam, but I had to rely on the internet.
Did we deny that?
That was denied,
happens.
unfortunately. Yeah. I thought that would be an appropriate
It would have been. It would have been.
locale.
Right.
You know.
You wouldn't want to do it, right?
Girls in the
You
woods.
have to. It's business, right? Sometimes we have to do things for business that we
That
don't
sort
want
of
to do.
stuff's pretty hard to find on the internet.
It is, I find. Yes, absolutely. It's tough.
It's really hard to find the right
Yes.
combo of words. I mean,
Right.
where are you going to type?
Right. Exactly.
That's right.
You're going to have to fight like a full sentence, then Ask Jeeves is going to be like, I don't know what the answer is then, man.
They never know.
I was playing Descent a little bit today, and for some reason I associate Ask
There-
Jeeves with that era. It's about the same time.
Yeah. Christ, predates even 1994. Copyright 1994.
God, I was 5 years old when that game came out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
At least you were born, unlike some people I've talked to that remind me that they were not born during this.
Yeah, some people that work here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
that's exciting.
Speaking of Descent, let's play some Descent.
Yes.
All right, we're actually playing the source code for Descent 1 and 2 got released, so there's some fan stuff out there that kind of modifies it, makes it run on modern hardware a little easier and higher resolutions, all that. One of those being D1X Rebirth, and that's what we're using for this. You still have to have the game and throw the files in there and all that, but it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to use this.
Yeah, and we're playing it on a gamepad because this couch would be a little awkward for joysticks.
Yeah. Yes. Indeed.
I don't even want to think about where our hands would go.
Better safe with
We have a
us,
plank
yes.
of wood for such things.
Indeed. Okay, I think you have the keyboard
Oh,
to
right.
start us
Yeah, that's
into.
the one
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that we have to use
Controller
keyboards
does
for
not.
menus.
Yeah, that's okay.
Rookie?
Just keep me with the rookie right now. Just
All right.
Did you?
the rust. Are we inverted now?
If we are, I can change it real quick.
Okay, let's see. We'll find out.
Okay. Well,
We also at Volition have the
Station
religious
Shiva.
wars about inverted or not.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll
It was
touch
happening
upon
a
that
lot
a little
today,
bit here
and then
today. You know.
people's minds and like beliefs were shattered when
Yeah.
they tried playing this, and
Yeah, unfortunately.
inverted don't work anymore.
Station Shiva.
Yes.
That makes me think of some of the free space.
Yeah. We
Names.
kept that going.
Yeah.
Through free space. At
That's
least
right.
with The
I forgot
Shivans.
about this.
And then offended people with
Yes. Yes.
naming
Oh, yeah.
enemy
Didn't mean
ships
to.
after. We did not mean to. We did not
That's right.
know any
That's
better.
right.
Oh, we have one other person technically in the stream right now. In the chat,
Hmm.
moderating and talking, everybody, is our community manager, Mike Watson. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Hello,
Ninja.
Was there actually much of a story to Descent 1? Because, like,
Just wait and
This,
see how many
yeah.
screens you have to go through. Here.
all right.
None that matters. If you want to relive the old experience, just spacebar through this.
That
It's
sounds
like
about
easy.
right.
Or you can.
Oh my God, that reminds me of.
Yeah.
It reminds me of. I'll
Holy
wait till we get
moly.
to the exit. Yeah.
So many.
The strategic weak spot of our minds,
Yeah.
their fusion.
Remember, this was the
Wow.
era when there were the cinematics. These were cinematics. It was
Yeah,
some
well, totally.
dialogue that you would read.
That's right.
I just, for some reason, I mean, okay, literally me, like, I've played most of the games Volition has made, but, like, Descent, the entire series, I haven't touched until yesterday.
Oh,
So I had no idea there was
See.
even a story.
yeah.
There's-
Such as there is.
That was
Wow.
it. It's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Prepare for Descent.
Prepare. There we go. No, it is not inverted. Adam will be pleased. Jason and I can make this work.
No,
maybe.
we can't.
You're doing fine. Look at you.
Yeah, because I practiced for all of 5. So this, so at Interplay, I remember when this got in, we thought that was the greatest thing that had ever been done before. You could
Blow up
actually
screens?
shoot monitors; they would blow up.
It is.
That
that-
was the greatest thing ever.
I mean, that seems like a common thread I've seen from seeing other devs talk about old games. It's like, this thing can break. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was the greatest thing. And if memory serves, it didn't Descent 2 you could shoot the lights out?
Yes.
But only 2,
Oh, wow.
I think it was.
There were
not
certain-
1, right?
Really?
Did shoot
I think
what
there
you
were.
could-
I want to say.
Oh, that
Totally
took,
shoot out
that
lights.
took
Because
months
the-
of research and
bet.
development.
This version of the game has colored lighting, which was something that was added in later.
Yes.
The original didn't have
PlayStation
that.
1 version, I believe, was the first one that had color lighting.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
John Slagle had to go to Japan for a couple months, wasn't it? I think he
Oh,
had to be on
gosh,
site in
yeah,
Japan
at
to
least.
do it because we couldn't get the dev kits in the U.S. It couldn't clear customs.
Yeah.
So Slagle had to go out there
Wow.
in Japan to do it.
Holy crap. Why,
That's
I,
yeah.
I assume in his hotel room or something like that. He must
why
have had
could it
these
not
things.
get past customs?
I.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, this is like the supercomputer back in the day,
That's-
right?
that's
right.
Now you look at the PlayStation 1, and it's hard to imagine it being a super anything. But back then, that was phenomenally high tech.
Now, question: shooting out the lights in Descent 2. Did that affect the lighting at all?
It did.
It
What?
did.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yep.
I was expecting the answer to be
No,
no.
it was pro back then.
Wow.
You know,
I-
way back when, he used to be able to shoot the hostages and blow them up.
Oh,
You remember that?
that,
Wait, was that taken out?
Yeah, you can't.
I
blow
forget
the
what that looked
hostages.
like.
yeah.
Was there, like-
I don't remember
like-
either.
Was there Gibbs and everything?
No. They just exploded in a fireball, I think.
Wow.
Fireball.
I don't
'Cause
even
they
remember.
were
I remember
just
you
another-
could do it, but I don't
they were
remember what
another,
happens.
another thing in the world that
Wow,
was like,
yeah.
the bullets or your shots could hit and they would blow up.
Wow. Also thinking about this, because this, I can't remember the year Doom came out.
It
but-
was the year right before. Or,
Right.
no, it was
Year
94. It was
94.
94, right? Yeah.
So is this the first-person shooter that had like actual polygonal enemies in them? Because like everything else was sprite-based stuff like Wolfenstein and Doom.
Yeah, because Doom was kind of that.
It might have been the first interior game that did. 'Cause
Okay.
there was like Underworld.
That's
Ultima
right.
Underworld came
Ultima
out, but it was all bitmap
Oh,
enemies
okay.
still.
Yeah.
Doom was all.
Doom came out in 93?
bitmaps.
93.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what ETPC
Yeah.
says.
And there was, there
I
was
rem-
lots of game like flight sims.
Yes,
all
that's
sorts of
right.
Yeah, flight
That's a good
stuff,
point.
so-
Yeah,
Interior was sort of the word that.
Okay.
totally. I remember Doom. Speaking of Doom, that's one of my fun stories. So I was at Interplay at the time when this game came out. So I was just a tester at Interplay. These are the guys that were actually here at Parallax, actually working on the game. And our producer at the time, his name was Rusty Buchert. He was
Still
like
is
the,
his name.
and still is. Yes, that's a good point. I should say he's still called Rusty. I remember he was telling me about this demo he got from some guys at some company called Parallax, and he was talking about how this thing was going to be a Doom killer, and did I want to come see it? And I'm thinking like, and we were junkies on Doom at QA.
Yeah.
We played that thing all day, all night.
Well, so do we.
Yeah, and so like a Doom killer, hell yes, I want to see this. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. And he brings me in. It's this demo. It was called Inferno at the time. And he brings me in, and it was everything you're seeing here. Imagine this, except looking at like a quarter of what you're seeing here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so crude.
It was so cool.
But you know, for some idiot punk kid from QA that doesn't know anything about development, I remember looking at it thinking, "This is the Doom killer? Rusty's an idiot. He doesn't like this is the producer that knows all these amazing things, and I know more than he knows. What is this?" And that was my first valuable lesson in game development.
I've never heard that story.
Yes,
hilarious.
and he was so earnest. He was so excited, and I could tell by just the look on my face that he's waiting for me to be like,
you're letting him
you know,
down.
overjoyed. Yeah, right. Because I'm like, I don't. This is not Doom. This is anything close to being that kind of quality. And
So did you let your disappointment show?
I fear I did.
Yeah.
I fear I did because he's kind of pouring it on at that point, right? Like, no, you don't understand. This is still an early version. This is like a prototype. They haven't even begun it. Like, okay, sure, yeah. And I'm thinking like prototype. I don't even know what that is exactly. I just know this doesn't look very good. And yeah, I could not have been more wrong about that, to say the very least.
Well, in hindsight, do you think it was just because it was the early stage in the game that all games look like crap?
That is
at
exactly
that
it.
point?
And of course, because, you know, in my 3 entire months of experience, I knew exactly how game development worked, right? So I was able to ascertain that, like, well, what is this? This is nothing, right? Like, this isn't going to amount to much.
So did he ever call you back as it developed and say, "Hey, Jim, what do you think now? What do you think now? Check this out."
He never did, to his credit, and my God, if I was him, I would have rubbed it in my face, and he didn't. But yes.
Oh, so you won. There you go.
Do you remember when you guys had the temp music in here that was like the really slow music from like the 20s or something? Does that sound at all familiar? There was temp music that was here that we thought was, it was the coolest thing ever. It was that weird dichotomy of like high intensity action, but it was like this really soft.
No.
That doesn't sound familiar?
No.
It was
Is it
amazing.
like weird, like
it was awesome.
ragtime music or something?
I don't remember there was points.
Who's up next?
Why, there's points in this
I
game,
didn't remember that
apparently.
either. When I saw high score in the main menu, we did scoring? I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
The true scoring on this, I think, was the competitive aspect. The multiplayer aspect. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the only scoring I cared about was...
That's true.
That was
the inverted?
You know, it wasn't until...
So yeah, I probably will.
I don't think it was until maybe even Descent 2, we'd started working on Descent 2, that I even heard your name. Like, I remember, I remember hearing, like QA, oh, they've got some really good Descent players over there at Interplay, and it was like, oh, yeah, right, or whatever.
Yes.
And then I started hearing about this guy named Jim, who was, like, the best of the best over there, and he was just...
The bus driver.
The bus driver, because I took people to school.
Yeah.
That was the call sign. Yeah, I remember, because I remember going when I went to...
Did I come in?
On Descent 2, when I came out to Ann Arbor for 3 months or however long it was. It's one of my favorite stories. I had my Thrustmaster, I had my throttle control, I had like all my gear, brought it with me because I'm going to be on site for a couple months. And I meet Adam here, who was like the prime player at Parallax at the time. And I'm like, or at least one, Scourge, right?
For a while there, yeah.
You were
Not for
really
long.
good. Well, at least when I got there, you were the best.
Okay.
Because I remember this clearly because everyone was saying like, oh yeah, Adam, he's the best. So I'm thinking like, okay, great. I don't know this guy. I'll see what he's like, right? And you showed me your desk, and you showed me the joystick you used, which was this tiny little joystick, but this big with like a button on top of the joystick and 2 little buttons. And I'm looking at that with my really cool Thrustmaster setup, and I'm thinking like,
Did you have it too?
Yep, the full thing, throttle control and everything, right?
That's-
And I'm thinking like, this guy's like, I mean, well, this is a joke. This guy uses a keyboard on one side and this tiny little controller. This makes no sense. And then you proceeded to kick my ass the entire day.
That's right.
And it's like, okay, I'm gonna stop.
I tried the two Thrustmaster sticks for a
throttle
while,
wasn't-
and I found they were holding my game back.
Yep.
Yeah.
The throttle, it was too much give versus just hit
Yeah.
keys, you know?
And
I
there's
never
something
stopped
about
though. I always
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It looks cool. It feels good,
Yes, right, but it just wasn't quite.
there's
Now,
something
now
not
the
quite
hat
there.
on the Thrustmaster
man.
joystick, I couldn't do without. You know the little the little flight hat.
Yeah.
For like the flight sim. You know
the wingman.
Yes.
Right? Is that what they were called? The Logitech ones
Yes,
that we
that's
were breaking
right.
all the time.
The Thrustmaster was the ones we broke all the time.
Yeah.
Well, they remade them. That's a story that I don't know if a lot of people know. Is they used I think it was some sort of new carbon shaft or something like that, because everyone you'd be pushing on it trying to strafe, right? Wasn't it? It was some sort of material that was supposed to be stronger because everyone kept snapping the hats off, and so they were honoring the returns.
That's right.
But everyone was returning them because everyone was buying the game and everyone was snapping the hat off because especially when it's the intensity of it, and you're trying to strafe, and it's not like
And
you want
pushing
it to go
harder
faster.
right is going to go faster,
Well, they were
but it doesn't stop you from doing it, right?
For flight sims, they were to look around, look left and right. They were just like momentary switches. They weren't meant to be like
lean on that thing, and it totally. We abuse these things. QA,
funny.
when we were in QA, we used to go through these things like they were just nothing.
I feel like basically for all PC, like I didn't really get into PC gaming until it was like 2000 or something.
Okay.
So it was like StarCraft and like Max Payne or something like that stuff. But like even during the 90s, I played a little bit of stuff, and I feel like every single person I knew who had a computer always had a joystick.
Yep.
That was really weird. It was like once it was 2000, they just vanished.
We talked a lot about that back in the Free Space days, because we used to talk about like why wasn't the Free Space 2 in particular as well rated as it was? Like why did it not do better? And our theory was that was around the time that Quake came out, and Quake was all about the mouse look. It essentially kind of introduced that sort of feel to it.
Just the
and
mouse
so people
look that
didn't really
killed it.
need the joystick anymore, and if you didn't have the joystick, flight sims weren't, or space sims weren't quite as useful. So
I feel like when I saw people playing games in the 90s, it was either the joystick or it was the what are they called? It's the mouse with the ball on the top.
Oh, I remember that thing, the trackball. Yeah,
I saw lots of
never
people
used
doing
a
trackball stuff.
Even my dad bought a joystick to play Descent when it came out.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a way to play it. Didn't Toshlog use a keyboard? Or was it Kulas?
Only used a keyboard.
That's right. I thought one of those two only used the keyboard. That was...
For responsiveness, you just can't
Oh my God,
be.
the map.
I think that map looks really
That's
fucking cool.
Keyboard.
Yeah, that's true.
This map is the best looking, worst usability.
I agreed on both counts. You have to
absolutely
move it
worthless.
to try to find the...
Can you
looks
tell
like
where
a
you are now?
Vectrex.
Can you tell?
I'm right
not so
there.
much.
I'm that thing.
But it was the coolest thing. When we saw that, it's like, oh my God.
Well, we
it's a
tried
full
to
3D
do-
map you can move around. That's nuts.
It looks cool, but it's.
But you're right.
We couldn't figure out how to make this work with an
guess I gotta go
art-driven
through
map.
that, yeah.
Like we just wanted to make arbitrary lines that twist and turn, which lend themselves really badly to like top,
Especially some of the
2D
maps.
views. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It just wouldn't
As
work.
windy as some of them would get and huge and
We couldn't make it work. So we had a code map, and it's.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So people involved with this, there was Interplay and there was Parallax.
Yeah.
Volition came from that as like a sister thing. How exactly did that come together?
So Parallax was founded by Mike Kulas and Matt Toshlog.
Yeah.
And they were the guys that hired me and Jason, and they originally had a deal with Apogee to do what was called Inferno at the time, and eventually became Descent.
Right.
Apogee, for various reasons, stopped the contract on that, and we had to shop around for another publisher. And fortunately, our demo ended up on the desk of Rusty Bucher, as Jim was saying, and at Interplay, and they signed us, and we did three games for them. Or so, maybe more, I forget. But
three.
Yeah, it was a 3-project deal.
Because Outrage did 3.
Descent.
Once Parallax had split, between Volition and Outrage.
And right around the time Descent wrapped up, Matt moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Mike stayed here in Champaign, and then we were still Parallax for a while, and then at some point we switched. They made it formal, and
Oh man.
Volition was here in Champaign, and Outrage Entertainment was in Ann Arbor.
I never
They
knew
do.
that. It's like 40
Yeah.
minutes away
Yeah.
from where I live. Like my
Oh, is
whole
that
life.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I lived up in Flint, Michigan. So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like right there.
Yeah,
Ann
basically. I
Arbor's
never knew that.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
love that city.
Like for the longest
It
time
was.
when I was younger, like especially when I was in college and just getting out, it's like I would work for a game place, but like I don't think there are any game
Right,
developers in
around
Michigan.
here. And
Yeah.
There's like
There was.
one, I think, still around in Michigan.
Right.
Like everybody else has like
Uh,
gotten up and left or shut down.
Raven was there or something?
Or Wisconsin, I think.
Ravens
was
are-
it?
Oh,
I
Wisconsin.
think,
Okay.
yeah.
Who else was in?
But they were.
There is another one. I can't think of the name, but there is another one in Michigan for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't remember the name right now. They're still around though. They still make stuff too.
Yeah. And,
I think they make like strategy games.
Guy bot. I remember the guy bot.
Was there a guy about it?
No,
That's
it just I see that in the
too,
comments.
right?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And the thief bot. Were
Thief bot.
God, I hated the thief bot.
I apologize. That was my idea.
the thief bot.
yeah,
Oh wow.
Oh, that was you?
I did that.
God damn it.
Okay,
Jason.
so this is. This
And you remember
is
those
funny
tiny
that-
ones that were really hard to shoot?
Yeah, that was you.
So Mike and Matt recently, some of you guys might know this, but they got back together again with some of the old Descent crew, and they're working on a game called Overload, and it's on it's basically a Descent-like game. I probably shouldn't say that, but it's a 6 Degree of Freedom shooter, and it's on playoverload.com. And they're on Kickstarter now and Steam Greenlight. But
And
they also said, and I just want to get this in real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
You mentioned the thief bot, so they were joking that one of the rewards on Kickstarter was going to be not having the thief bot in the game.
That is brilliant.
So
I'd pay a lot of money for that.
I don't think that actually happened, but it was pretty fun to talk about. Very annoying feature.
Mr. Joshua,
Jason.
Mr.
But
Joshua,
what a reward when you did catch it.
That is true. I'll give you that. It did feel damn good when you got
I
it.
knew how to build tension and
Oh, hey.
anger.
The main dev of DXX Rebirth is in the chat right now.
Sweet.
Hey, hi.
Cool.
Hey,
Dude, this looks
Thanks
awesome.
for
that's
doing
awesome.
it.
Yeah,
I
thanks for
can
doing
see
it. Seriously.
through the lasers and
Yeah.
there's lighting and I.
Well,
It
it's
was-
the filtering. There's
All
not
the-
like pixels making our eyes.
Yeah.
Look at these.
And look at the alpha
Look
for
at
those
these.
for the balls there.
Yeah.
That didn't used to be
Shield
alpha like
orbs,
that.
too.
Or shield, yeah, right. Like those were just nice little globs there.
This looks
in the
far
past.
better
That's-
than it did.
Also,
than it deserves.
Seriously.
Extremely easy to set up because usually
Yeah.
when I have to set up old games that don't run in Modern Hardware, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking hassle, you know?
What was
Yeah,
it? Oh, the
flare.
flare. I thought it was
Oh yeah, X is the
two
flare.
for some reason. I didn't remember that in one. It's been too
Oh,
long.
it was in one. There used to be a bug where you couldn't open doors with flares. It would crash. the
And they'd all.
game.
Oh, wow.
Sounds familiar, actually.
There was this dark corner. I always shot a flare coming around,
And then it'd
I'd
hit the-
hit the door and.
And that's that.
And, yeah.
It's fun to hit the enemies and let them kind of light the way
Yeah.
as they're moving around.
Well, look, that didn't happen before.
No, not at all.
There wasn't light
Nope, there
associated.
sure was not.
There's a guy named Josh in the chat who's wondering what happened to Outrage.
Unfortunately, Outrage, they were working on a game called Alter Echo, which was signed by THQ.
Yeah, I remember the Alter
Yeah,
Echo.
and then THQ in fact ultimately bought out Outrage, so it was one of the
Okay.
studios with THQ, and then unfortunately THQ got to the point where they started closing various studios
Yeah.
before they themselves closed down, and unfortunately Outrage was one of the casualties of that process.
Yeah,
so.
they had 14 studios at some point.
Yeah,
something like
it
that.
was. It was a lot
It
of
was like
studios.
this, and then
yeah,
like that.
that's
We should-
exactly.
There should be secrets in this one. Are there
Outrage
secrets
did-
that I'm
Oh, they're in there somewhere.
Outrage made Descent 3. That was
Yes,
the main.
exactly.
Yeah, they were the main developer.
Yeah, because when Parallax split with Volition and Outrage, Volition started Free Space 1,
That's right.
and then Outrage got
We finished
Descent 3, and
together.
Descent was going to bounce back and forth. So Descent 3 was...
Something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
because Descent 3 was Outrage, and Descent 4 we were actually working on with Interplay.
That's right.
And then when I went to THQ,
Yeah.
we ended up... I helped get Descent 4 signed to THQ, but Interplay kept Descent as a
Yeah.
license, so we couldn't call it Descent 4. So then we ended up renaming it Red Faction.
Yeah.
That's how Red
That's
Faction.
right, that's how
So
Red
this
Faction
game right
came.
here, literally in a very roundabout way, is the father of Red Faction.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also, when we say THQ, we should mention this because we say this every time.
Oh, sweet.
We're talking about old THQ. There is still THQ
That's a fair
that
point.
Nordic Games bought.
That's right.
They're
That's an excellent point.
Different entity.
Exactly.
But they have
Yes.
the name.
That's true.
Right.
Oh crap. I
Oh
don't
God,
know
where's the
Oh,
exit?
exit.
Is the exit
it on
always
the other side of
nearby,
it?
or is it like?
It's always
Up and over to the left?
somewhere.
It's usually nearby.
Yeah, isn't it right over there?
Yeah, sure.
Boy.
or no?
Is that
No,
it?
that's
No.
not
Oh,
it.
Is that where
God.
you came from?
Yeah, that's where
Crap.
it came from.
Now you got 25
Yeah.
seconds.
Oh my god.
When I played this yesterday, like when I was setting
What
stuff
have
to
I
make sure
done?
to make sure it worked with the controller, like I didn't know the self-destruct happened at the level, and it was like, oh my god, this is so
yes.
stressful.
I knew
Yeah.
this was coming and I blew it.
You have 11 seconds. You got this.
Map.
No problem.
Did
Matt.
the lighting used to strobe?
I
I don't
That-
remember
that-
that.
that thing right
I do not
there.
remember that. Yeah, I think that's new.
That little cube sticking out the end of the map.
That, one?
That bit.
That
Is
one.
that the exit, or is
No,
that
I
just...
came in there and I got the thing that made
If
me.
you have to use
close.
this map,
Oh,
you're doomed.
man.
Yes,
The red
exactly.
door. They're saying
At
the
least
red
pause
door?
the game while you're in the
Red
map.
door.
That's-
But I thought
Go
that
back
was the
through
reality.
the red
because that's-
door. I gotta go all the way out there.
It's so
Oh,
obvious what to do
no.
by looking at this map.
Oh, it's
Come on,
right
Jason.
there.
Just
It's
look.
in
It's
the
right
ceiling.
there.
Yeah, 15
It's right there in
seconds.
front
Okay,
of you.
no,
wrong
no,
with
it's in
you?
the ceiling.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the ceiling?
It's in the ceiling.
Of course it's in the ceiling. Why didn't we think of that?
Is it behind a secret door?
I was headed
Something
the right
horrible?
way.
Oh, the
Oh,
that's
man,
right.
yeah,
The
you're
controls
the right
rumble.
way.
I'm
Oh, you're
dead.
done.
It's back through here and it's in the
Oh.
ceiling.
Oh, man.
Oh, you
died.
died.
Mine.
And I was totally incinerated.
And
Incinerated.
its contents.
Now you have to start all the way at the
Yeah.
beginning now.
Oh, damn.
No,
Back
really?
through, then through again,
Are
then
you
up.
joking?
See, yeah. No,
There you
you go.
Are you
Back
kidding? You go to the first level, or you okay.
No, the beginning of level 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it so slow?
Oh, there we go.
I thought you meant
Man,
looking
failed.
at the
No
game.
checkpoints.
Like,
God.
what asshole developed this?
Yeah.
These weapons are
Games
awesome.
Why can't
have
I
like
shoot that?
save states.
Was it Descent 2 where you could turn off the,
Oh, that's just
the
the
cockpit?
You can turn off this
You
one
can turn it off
too.
here. Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
You,
I remember
Color
being in QA when you guys introduced one of the features for so like back in the day when you could do oh look at that, well done, when you could do low detail
I
and
meant
low
to- I meant
detail.
to do that.
Do you guys remember when you could turn it down to it would just shrink the resolution so it's
Yes.
about the size
Yeah.
of a postage stamp?
Oh,
Yeah, I did
I
that.
remember testing that
Yeah.
on a
I had to be-
32625.
Yep.
You too?
Me
Yeah.
too.
That
I
too.
that was painful.
That was a
that
Doom
hurt.
feature that proved everyone needed to have the
Yeah.
same feature.
I remember
Yes.
doing that with Doom.
Absolutely.
I had a complete shit heap of my first computer that could barely do
It
Doom.
hurt. It hurt. It was
It was like 10% of the screen.
yeah, literally
It was
right.
amazing.
Yeah. Here, we want to make sure that you can prove this is still playable.
Yeah, exactly.
Define playable.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shoot things.
Oh, the spread cannon, isn't that what it's called?
yeah,
spread
spread
cannon.
fire.
Look at that.
Those power-ups look terrible.
They do.
They look
But by God, they
amazing.
were amazing. There's so many
So
good
good.
weapons. Remember the homing missile?
Yeah.
Homing missile reminds me. Sorry, I was just telling someone this story about.
Got
Where did it come
Missiles.
from?
Yeah, I remember on Descent 2, I think we were about a week away from being complete with it. And there was a bug that came in where the homing missile would do 90-degree turns down the hallways. It would literally, like, you're going down a hallway 90 degrees and kill you. And I remember I was so upset about that.
Oh, that's
And
clearly
there we go. That's ooh.
That one was
And
a
laser
little
upgrade.
obvious.
And I remember I was on a phone call. It was with Toshlog, and there was some guy named Mike Kulas. I didn't know who he was, some programmer or something like
He
that.
didn't believe you?
Because he was in
Yes.
Champaign. No, what happened was, I was yelling at this guy, whoever this Mike Kulas guy is, right?
You yelling
About-
at random people on the phone?
Yes,
That's
literally,
an
right?
interesting career strategy.
It was, especially when I found out who he was, which I didn't know at the time, right? And I'm explaining to him, like, look, Mike, I don't know why you're even tweaking any of these settings at this point. We're like a week away from trying to get this thing done. You cannot be tweaking this sort of thing. This is ridiculous. You need to stop doing that. Don't do this sort of thing, right? And to his credit, he's like, you're absolutely right. I completely understand. I'll fix this bug, no problem. And then Tosh was kind of giving me this funny look. And after we hang up the phone, he's like, you don't know who Mike is, do you? And I'm like, well, he's one of your programmers, right? From that Champaign city, wherever that is, right? He's like, well, yeah, he's also the co-owner of the company. And I'm like, my jaw drops like, wait, he's the co-owner of your company? Oh, shit, I didn't realize that.
Okay, I'm totally lost.
Yeah,
I never
What are you
saw this
talking about?
area.
Use that sweet map.
No.
Wait, this is the next level. We progressed.
Yeah, we did. I thought the same thing.
You
Isn't
blew it
it?
up. You just lose a life.
That's what it
There's
is.
lives. There's
yeah.
lives.
Oh, my God.
Remember when games had
This is
lives?
so old school. I didn't even
Yeah,
remember
the
that
Helix
this-
and Phoenix
And
cannon.
scores.
Yes.
That's right. Wow.
Jesus.
Hey,
Blue
okay,
key.
I see a key. I'm making
There we go.
progress.
Sweet.
I like that.
Do you remember when you could do kind of bowling with the fusion cannon? if you pointed your nose at the floor at the
Yes.
right
What?
angle, you could send the fusion rounds just sliding across the floor.
Yeah,
and they would just
it was
keep
like
going.
a physics
Wow.
bug
Yeah,
of some
that was the
variety.
best thing.
Yeah, if you were nosed in like this and you've charged it up and fired it, it would
And then
like
it would-
scooch along the floor at this weird
I
angle.
totally
Yeah.
don't remember this.
It was awesome.
Danger.
Danger. You can
Okay.
read that part. That's
Okay,
It
awesome.
says
though.
the quick. Wait, you can almost
Yeah,
read those
okay,
now.
so
Booger?
The
here's
quick
a story.
brown fox jump.
Now, I had to fill these signs with random text that we knew
should be
would be illegible. Like, you just couldn't possibly read this, right? Well, because they smushed it down to 64 or 32. I mean, this is like, seriously, like 20 pixels right here.
Yeah.
And I didn't think, and this is in deluxe paint, of course. So
Yeah.
there's no way I could read this. I'm reading it like, oh, this text is enough. So I just typed whatever phrase came to my mind.
The quick
And-
booger jumps over the cheese man.
There's no booger, but there is a cheese man. So, like, I had
Oh my
just
God.
read this children's book, this children's story called The Stinky Cheese Man, which is an amazing story. If
Wait.
you have children, I highly recommend getting it. There's The Stinky Cheese Man and other stories. I think it's with
Nice.
some other stories now. It's a really great story. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't have kids at this point because I was too young, and this. I thought, no way anyone's going to read this. Well, we released it, and of course, like, someone was able to squint their eyes a little
Oh,
bit
no.
and kind of read the anti-alias text, and it goes, oh, well, what's this about a cheese man in the minds of, like, are you kidding me? Someone read that? Well, yeah. So
Wow.
that's anti-aliasing for you. I learned a lesson there. I
That's
didn't
the way
really
you learn.
violate any IPs, I don't think, so hopefully.
The statute of limitation is up by now
Yeah,
if you did.
it's
So
21 years.
Yeah.
21 years ago.
it's nuts. That doesn't make any sense
No, it's
at all.
I love it.
Yeah.
Noelle is remembering like the Phoenix cannon, which I love.
Oh,
because
the Phoenix
I made
cannon.
that one up. That's the one where they bounced off the walls. They were really shaking.
Right.
That was so fun.
But that was 2, right?
Okay, I
Yeah.
have 2 keys, so I can go in
Oh,
there.
there we go.
Yeah. Oh, we've been here.
That was awesome.
Somebody else was here.
Oh, I was there.
Well, you
I
got
guess
to the
we
reactor
started
and
the
you died.
level over.
No,
Oh.
wait. No.
I don't know.
I feel like this is a different level.
Yeah, this is a different
No,
level.
this is different. We just
Yeah,
had a lot
it's
of
gotta be.
shafts that look that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, I said.
Why don't we
shaft.
remember every twist and turn of these? We played them so
I know.
much.
So I gotta apologize to the game art world for this texture right here. It causes me physical pain every time I see it. And it's like, what? Did some dwarves get down here and stack some limestone? What the heck's that?
It's just Minecraft. It's just early
terrible.
Minecraft is all.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
All right, Jim, so you were doing testing stuff, and I guess you were just doing textures for the game then? Or.
No, I did all the art.
You did
pretty
all the
much,
art, okay.
except the hostage, which I have
Who did-
I have a complex relationship with. The
Oh, this should be good.
So we tried to do everything in 3D, right? I mean, because it was a 3D game. We had 3D
Right.
robots. We were very proud of that, and I was, we're like, hey, it's time to make the hostage because that was part of the original game design, and they gave me a budget of something like, I don't know, 50 polys. I mean, most of these robots
Wow.
had like far less than that, like 10 or 20 or 30 polys, and oh gosh, I'm upside down. That freaks me out a little bit still. So I could not make a human even looking like an astronaut sort of outfit in that many polys. I tried 3 or 4 different ways and I could not make it happen. I finally gave up. I said, Mike, man, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. He looks like a robot. And he did. He looked like a robot no matter what I did. I'm just going in circles here while I'm talking. So anyway, they got tired of not having a hostage, and a guy at Interplay, Todd Kamasta, who was
Did that.
Todd made the hostage.
I
He
didn't
sent it
know that.
over to us once, and I begrudgingly accepted it because I could not make one happen. And I'm also not very good at 2D sort of animated artist, and fortunately Todd had more skill than I in that area, and that's our hostage. And he's the only 2D sort of thing, aside from the power-ups, I guess.
Yeah, but they were rendered from 3D.
They were, and you know what? I don't mind the art of the hostage at all. I think it's fine, but like gameplay-wise, they never really like resonated with me. I thought they were kind of like this weird add-on. Hey, energy.
Oh, you need that.
Oh, I was almost out of energy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I
Red
totally
Fire, man.
yeah.
It uses a ton of energy.
Okay, I
That's
totally
right.
forgot about. How do I change weapons?
Oh, yeah,
D-pad.
D-pad. Yep.
Yeah.
Left, I think.
Oh, I
changes-
got you,
yeah,
I got
It
you.
just toggles through them.
Yeah. I always thought the hostage.
Sorry if
were-
this is painful for everybody watching.
We're having fun at least.
It's a blast. We,
I was-
we have not played in so
Yeah, oh my god. Totally.
I always thought the hostages were weird because they felt like they were bigger than your ship.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Like people in the chat were just saying that they imagine that the hostages were just holding onto the wing. Like,
yes,
that's how
that seems
carry them
reasonable.
around.
I like that notion.
Well, the original design called for like some kind of like you deployed some kind of pod, like a rescue pod, and it scooped them up and then
Okay.
returned to your like a drone.
Nice.
And so you wouldn't maybe be confronted with those horrible scale issues. But we didn't. I think we ran out of time or something and didn't.
And it works fine the way it is.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You have
It's a sense
proximity
of
bombs, man.
added peril and responsibility. So where am I supposed to stay down here?
I can't.
I don't know,
tell.
use the map.
Stop saying that.
Oh,
Get out.
energy.
Oh,
Yeah, it must
get
be
up.
up. Oh.
Oh yeah, get up.
Do you have the key for up?
How do I get out of here?
Looks like straight up.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
So did the monsters are monsters? I call them monsters.
Oh, there's
Oh,
a monster
yeah.
spawner.
I
Oh,
forgot
can I
about
damage
that.
these?
Yeah,
You can destroy
totally
these,
camp
right?
it. No,
No.
you just
Oh.
have to wait till it's
I thought you
done.
could destroy these.
No,
I don't think so.
but thankfully we put one behind you for campers.
Of course.
I guess. These levels are long.
Look
Yeah.
out, because that
Big.
thing on
Is,
the
these
the
end
are
is a
exit, is that
door.
the exit?
No, it's a door that's going to open though and spit out more bad guys
great.
once you go around
It's
and get
a-
the key. It's triggered.
Robot closet?
Yeah, I think so. There's one on the left too.
Oh,
All
oh, it is
three of
actually-
those are going to open.
So that's where you need to go.
Oh yeah,
ultimately.
it is. But
All right.
all three of those
Look at the
doors
red.
will be open, and there will be more
Oh, I
bad
see.
guys.
Of course.
But only
Trying to
after
get
I've
Right.
It's triggered by the reactor.
That's right.
This is what happens when you get
Yeah.
older. You forget.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's all coming back.
Which is scary when you think about how many hours we've actually probably put into playing this very thing.
Oh, guess who's behind here?
Hey, there they are.
Hey!
Hi, Todd.
You know what we were remembering earlier though is we used to have a little video that went where the weapon screen is right now when
Like
you would pick up a hostage.
Lumberjack do something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
And it was live
they
action
were
recorded video.
the worst.
Oh my God. Wait, was it
They had
recorded?
these-
Was it recorded for the game, or was it just video you
Yeah,
had?
No, it was for the game.
They
Okay.
filmed it in Hollywood. They filmed like actually, I think it was like no more than 3 or 4 people
Probably on the
Oh my
street
God.
somewhere.
saying 3 or
just-
4 different things, and they had like grease smeared on their face, and, like these terrible like thrift store overalls on, and oh my gosh,
That's amazing.
The acting was
They were
not-
space
Oh.
lumberjacks.
even for
Especially
the
in those
time.
days. Yeah, that's especially for the time. That's
We called Rusty. We're like, Rusty, please, we're begging you, don't make us use these things. They're so bad. And they would talk. It was like a soliloquy. They would talk for like a minute.
oh my God.
You pick them up.
Oh
and
my
it's like,
God.
This won't
Remember
work.
this? But
Yeah.
This will not work.
They were just
That
talking while you were
sounds
flying
not good.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
afterwards?
yeah. It was
Oh
just,
no.
It was like a full motion video dude that was supposed to be playing like on your screen.
Wow, like just coming up at like one of the things in the HUD, just I'm gonna cover up your ammo.
It's horrible.
I actually
I
kind of
would-
wanted to see
FMV,
that.
sure, yes.
Yeah.
Stream loves
I mean, yeah, like now people love FMV. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what
oh,
quality
back
it
in the
is.
time though, dear Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly lost. So we need the red. So you just got the red key. So we need to find.
the red door.
red
and remember
door
your way to the
on the
exit
map.
now.
So does
Yeah,
the red
I-
door show up on the map?
I think
Yeah,
it
if
does.
you've seen it.
Oh, if I've
Oh.
seen it, that's not helpful.
No, not too
So
much.
go back down by the yellow door.
So I'm facing. Okay, keep going where I'm facing.
That way
All right.
down.
All right. Oh God.
Flare. X.
Yeah, use
X.
flare.
X is
Oh,
flare.
use a
Oh, that's
flare.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 polygons, well spent, right there.
Absolutely. Forsaken.
all right.
Forsaken.
So can you
There you
clear
go,
this
red
side?
Hey.
All right.
Forsaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone mentioned Forsaken. I remember that a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Forsaken 64. Yeah.
It was like one of the first 3D accelerated sort of
That's right.
deals like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he
Oh,
goes.
boy.
Right up there.
All right, let's see the
should be
data
good.
being passed around furiously.
Oh, 10. Yeah, I noticed that too. It's not promising.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
oh man.
Your turn, Mr. Boone.
Who'd buy this game?
The bus
I know,
driver.
right?
So there was something when I had to get
That's
this.
cool. I like that.
Oops.
What?
When
I don't remember doing it, but
Yeah.
When I had to get this game up and running, it's like, okay, you need 2 files from the actual Descent game to do this. And it's like the main files of the game, and they're .hog and .pig files.
Ah.
Is there a reason why they're .hog and .pig?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
I immediately was in love with
Yes.
.pig, but I was very confused.
And in Descent 2, didn't we have ham files that we added? or
Yeah,
something?
we added
Is that
many
right?
new file types in Descent 2. We had to come
Yeah.
up with all new
Yeah.
pig themed.
Oh my God.
Sow, ham. We came up with a bunch of different-
PRK. Did we have pork files?
Pork. I think we had pork files.
I don't know if we had pork files, but we talked about
We
it.
should have if we didn't. Why did we
Mr.
go with
Slagle,
the pig
right?
thing?
Yeah.
Mr. John Slagle, pig farmer. He wasn't really a pig farmer, but I think
Not
Ben
then.
just teased him about it all the time.
He's
I
from
went
his
all the way
family
back somehow.
is
Yeah.
big on pig up in
Pig on pig.
Fairbury. Yeah.
Yeah, and .ham.
Yeah, there are dot hams.
Dot
in there,
hams,
too,
yeah.
Well, he created
And
those
dot south,
files,
sweet.
so
Oh my God.
Yeah,
they're
he
basically
did.
just pack files for the game.
Yeah.
So yeah. You got the naming privileges.
God.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Should be him.
Oh, random bit of trivia. The code, at least I know for a little bit before I think it got modified, but for capturing trailers for like the Saints Row games, like 2 and 3, we have a camera
Oh,
that we can
yes.
move around, a slew camera, and apparently the code for that is just the code for moving around in Descent.
It is.
I think it's modified a lot now. It's
Yeah.
not just straight up. Like
We've
the
had
code,
a
but-
source file called Descent Physics in our code base for pretty much the whole existence
Wow.
of the company.
Yeah, because like I've had to
More than one company.
capture stuff in slew mode in like Saints Row 4 a few times already, and like it feels exactly like this game.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
like when I was mapping the controls to that, I was just like, what button does what in slew mode in Saints Row 4? Like,
Yeah. It's perfect.
I'm so lost. Trying here.
man, this level's huge.
Left and that.
I
Okay.
suppose this is part of the game, like trying to read the stupid map.
Yeah, back then I suppose that was kind of.
Yeah, I mean the map design for like every first-person shooter I remember back then was basically maze-like, but
Here to the dead end again.
I'm assuming that was just to kind of expand the playtime a little bit. Well, I mean, I guess it was also like every level was just
I think you got to remember.
you got to get
Yeah.
a key card. I guess we need some ample space
Like
to
I
let
need to
you
go
search
that
for the
way.
card.
There we go.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Did I make this? I'm sorry.
I don't know, dude.
I don't think I did. I think Dinsey did.
There you
Mark
go.
Dinsey did it.
So what parts did you make for
Dinsey.
this?
I don't remember.
levels.
I did levels, but I don't for the
You don't remember
life
which
of me
levels?
remember which one.
Wasn't there a thing with Dinsey where when his call sign came up that all the homing, like you could press a button and all the homing missiles would attack
Okay.
him? Am I remembering this correctly?
Should we do that now? Should we use some call signs?
Oh yeah. Okay,
So explain what call
wasn't-
signs are.
they're the call signs that we used when we were playing multiplayer. against
Okay.
Whomever. And so we made those into the cheats for the game.
Oh man,
So Adam was Scourge. Oops, if I can type.
that's
Oh, rear
looking
view.
behind you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Totally
Wowie
forgot.
zowie.
And
We
so
had
now
a
you have
review.
all of the weapons.
Oh, there we
Level
go.
4,
Quad, level
lasers.
4.
Yeah,
My-
cheats were a big deal back then.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
they
oh
were.
yeah. Cheats were a big
Seriously.
deal.
Because you could give them out one at a time to magazines.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
print
right.
magazines.
Yeah, back when such a thing.
Hilarious. Where all the latest gaming news would appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a month or
Internet,
so
what is
old.
that?
Because it was seeing screenshots. It was
I
way too
keep winding
expensive
up at
to
the beginning.
download
I'm so
on your
lost.
dial-up
Porgies is
modem.
better. I don't remember what the Porgies cheat is, but
Oh my God, I
Pilot
don't
88
either.
remembers.
Little
so,
Porgies.
Wait, here, I'll give you mine, Jim.
Porgies?
Mine was Racer X,
Nice.
and now
Ah,
you're
no,
invulnerable.
no.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's Guile. that was,
Oh yeah,
that was
Guile.
Yen.
That was
Oh,
Yen.
that was Yen.
Cloaked.
Cloak, okay.
Ah.
And we had
I forgot there was Cloak.
we had an internal sort of deathmatch tournament
That's what you pay us 90. Yeah.
to determine who got their first pick of the cheats.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, Kulos was Farmer Joe. Let's see what he
guess.
ended
Was
up
he?
with.
I don't
I think so.
remember where that came from, but yeah.
You get
Oh,
the warp
let's
ticket.
do that.
Hey,
Well,
There it
save me from this
Sweet.
level that I cannot
put it
get
over.
past.
Four,
Four,
guys?
sure.
Yeah, 4.
Sure.
Hot diggity.
Look at that.
And Gabba Gabba Hey.
Gabba Hey.
Yabba yabba hey, yep.
You know what I had for lunch today in honor of this?
No.
I had po' boys. We used to get that when we were doing the project.
Where does
Way
that
back.
still exist?
It still exists in Urbana, across from where Huey's was, which is also now long gone. Like
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole. Yeah,
Is it the same?
same family.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Back
amazing.
when-
I had no idea that was still around.
it's still there.
Wow.
Well, it's not just a couple blocks from here.
No. Oh, there's
Yes,
there's
those
my
guys.
buddy. Do they have names or designations? I don't even remember. We had internal names for these robots, but we didn't.
We did.
I think
I don't
there
remember
were.
what
There
the
were
final.
It would have shown at the start if it was a new robot. It would show you the stats screen for it. So.
Because the little yellow one you see
right.
first, that was the Josh robot. That's what we
Yeah.
call it. Because
Did we actually
Josh
call it
White
that?
made that.
Did we? Was that its in-game name too, or?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I know that's what we always called it.
There you go. I think this is-
So was Pig Farmer a cheat too?
I don't know.
I don't remember if that one was.
Spread
Fire
fire.
cannon. So
I might have hit a button that's
Oh,
a
maybe.
different weapon because you already had all the weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Good point. Good point. I don't remember what Gabba Gabba Hate did. I remembered it from Matt, but I don't
Oh,
remember what it actually does. You?
No, but Beeb drops bombs apparently. A whole pile of them sitting there behind you after I did that.
They look very spiky.
I thought you were invulnerable. Oh, we warped.
Oh, right.
Oh, it did reset it?
Of
yeah.
course.
Gabba Gabba Hey unlocked the cheats, right?
Oh, okay.
Ah,
We have to
right,
unlock
okay.
the cheats.
yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I
We
didn't
did.
even remember that.
Pointless.
Seriously. Yeah.
Oh, and
a
it
little bit.
disabled high score, yeah. And now
Ah,
we're just
of
calling it
course.
cheat.
Yeah, now just
Makes
a cheater
sense.
all the time. Yeah, since I guess it was brought up earlier, but Overload, the game currently being kickstarted, we're actually going to have the Overload team on stream next week,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
playing through it.
Sweet.
That's a
Talking
good
about it a
idea.
little
Back
bit.
to
Yeah.
back. It'll be
Yeah.
like
Totally.
old and new. This will look embarrassing.
You
You should have done it in reverse. And
No
then really
kidding.
Put the screws to us.
Seriously.
This would look terrible.
Man,
Is this the one where all these hallways crisscross over each
Oh,
other
boy.
I think-
from one start?
That is right.
We had
Let's
this great
see.
feature in the editor where we could
No.
put down two cubes and then like define this sort of parametric curve that would like connect them with some twisty helix shape. So it would be
That's how
really.
you construct it.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea on paper, but you know when you're playing a hallway that's shaped that way, it's
Yeah, not so good.
disorienting to say the least.
I remember there were a lot more. The maps were more complicated than 2, which was fun. I thought playing it, and the textures also were. I remember there's more diversity in terms of the textures. I remember.
Well, that's because we had a few more of us making textures.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I remember seeing an early work in progress build, and there was. I remember. I think it was like a big lava pit in the bottom and a bunch of green, almost looked like bioluminescent sort of material walls, and
Yep.
we were all excited by
Yeah,
that. It's
we
like,
did.
oh, it's new stuff. It's
In
Does
Descent
that
2,
does
we had
sound
a set of
exciting.
themes.
Yeah.
What
We
you
had
say
the
about
ice. We had the we did the standard ice, fire, acidy kind
Nice.
yeah, right.
of schemes
Oh,
for
okay.
each of the sets of levels.
That's right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have different themes for the planets.
Yeah, exactly.
Adam was busy making cutscenes and
Oh my
stuff,
God.
all those cool,
That cutscene
Yeah.
was awesome though.
which were amazing. Yes.
For the time.
With that video play, the Paul Edelstein video player. Right? Wasn't that the first
That's
time, or was it
right.
Free Space? That
Right.
was the first time. I thought it was Descent.
No,
the
no,
first time
no,
we used
it was
wasn't
Descent too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Descent 2. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I was always
That's right.
emailing Paul.
I remember
Questions.
that. Good- Well, I remember he always appreciated that you guys were the ones who were constantly asking the questions of being able to optimize it and,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
bit
yeah.
depth
We
and
pushed
all
that
kinds.
bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember
You
that
liked
I was always like, well, can we make this do high color or true color?
Yes.
Which was terms for like 16 and 24
And
bit color
okay, right?
at the time, because like games like this, they were just 256 colors. They were 8-bit color, and the movies, the cinematics with all the nice smooth shading that the renders did, didn't fare too well with those, but. He was just like, well, I don't know. Yeah, we technically support that with the compressor, but I don't know if it can handle it. You know, I don't know if you want to really go that way. And it was fun, kind of pushing the limits of the compression.
Which one did you get? The blue?
I must have. Let's see. If I can find.
Well, there's something that goes straight up above me.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Where am I? Oh, right, literally right there.
Yeah.
This map.
Oh, that's the
Exit, of course.
Metroid Prime had a very similar map. is basically the exact same thing. It was also just as hard to read, but
What was it?
Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime.
Oh,
The first game.
really?
Yeah, actually, I think all three of the Prime games had a map really similar to this. It was a little more organized, but still really similar.
Yeah, I think the way you kind of fly around the map doesn't help the situation.
I think they like purposely designed their levels in a way that you could look at it like in an isometric view or something. It'd be a little easier to read. Maybe.
That's smart.
That's just what I'm remembering. Maybe I just had a high tolerance for bullshit when I was 13 and I was playing that game, so I don't know.
Our problem was we were building the levels, and this is kind of what the editor looked like anyway.
Yeah, we're just like, sure, it makes perfect sense.
Yep. Not so much anymore.
Did we get Descent 2 running on this thing?
No, it's just Descent 1.
Just Descent 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a Descent 2 stream.
There you go.
No, we don't.
We'll get Allender in on
We'll get
that
Show
one.
a couple
played-
movies and
I haven't played
He'll
Descent.
probably only play if we do it on the Mac.
It's true, he would do that,
we'll
right?
make him do
No
it with
Max
a,
Stream Monolith.
a one button
A one-button mouse, absolutely, yes. That's
Sacrilege.
very appropriate. Yeah, Mark was our resident
He did the
porter
port.
for Mac.
Mark
Yeah.
still works here.
Yes.
He was busy today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mac Play. I was back from Mac Play because
Yes.
there's a division of Interplay called Mac Play. Yep.
You've been here.
Well, wait. I've got the blue key now, so
Look at that purple.
I was gonna find the
texture.
blue
That's so
door.
Awesome. There it is.
There it
is.
We're going the right
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
I'll
So
shut up.
turn right.
Yep.
Whoa. I don't know why that stuttered.
It happens when the door's open for some reason. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
It's all those animation
it's-
frames we put in.
Clearly, that's it.
It's not
Exactly.
streaming technology, I'll tell you that.
There we go.
Oh, look at that. That was scary.
It was.
Wow, jump scare.
Damn it. Damn it.
Now we can build it.
Oh, that one.
Oh,
it's
it's
the
the invisible
invisible
one. I forgot about that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is he invisible?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Wow.
You could just barely see him.
it.
No way.
Yes,
We had
totally.
invisible robots.
Yeah.
He did.
I forgot about that.
I totally.
I also forgot that every time I shoot, I lose energy. So I need to stop shooting.
Flares take energy too.
Do they too? Damn it.
What?
Yeah, flares cost me
Yeah.
energy.
Wow.
Why did we do that?
Makes no sense.
No,
Punish,
not too much.
punish him. This is when you had to manage things like that back in these games.
That's right. That's true, actually, yeah. RPGs, you had to eat food and... Okay, I was just here. I'm so lost. I don't remember always being this lost when I used to play this game.
I've heard good
But I
things
am.
about the map.
You should try it out.
It's completely black. Who does that kind of lighting in a game?
Let's go this way. No, that's right. Damn it. Where do I go?
I feel like this lighting was
Purple
what.
hallway.
Let's go this way.
I feel like this type of lighting was like what every 3D game was around the time.
Well, you know what I remember is when,
yeah.
when the PlayStation 1 came out, it was the thing that kind of introduced color to lighting, at least on console. Because even some of the hardware accelerators didn't necessarily have color to lighting. And so all the games that came out, they just dripped with colored lighting. Because
Yeah.
it was like the greatest thing ever, but it was all fairly binary like that. You know, it's green, red.
Yeah,
There's
it
no
was-
subtlety to it because we wanted to really drive home the point that, like, look, there's color on this light. You will like it.
It was
We were not afraid of color.
No, we were not.
like
Whoa, where'd you go? That was awesome.
I've streamed like some PlayStation demo discs from home before, and like a lot of those game demos had colored lighting in them, and it was like so extreme because it was just like you tell us. I don't know if
Yes.
the colored lighting was working on a like per vertice of something or
Usually that's how ours
Okay,
was.
sure.
Yes, it was
yeah,
fantastic.
because there was just like I can't remember what game it was.
You found another robot.
Forsaken,
How
yeah.
about that?
I couldn't remember what game it was, but it was just like each vertice was just like alternating between like 100% just like blue and green, just RGB values like 255 blue, 0 everything else, and it was just like high searing. I love these guys though.
Yes.
Oh, you just got clawed. I heard it.
The sound in this is great. I can hear it too. I remember another fun story. I remember a good lesson in audio. Charles Deenan was helping out with some of the sound effects for this, because Dan Wentz was the one, I think, the principal.
Not
audio.
until Descent 2.
Oh, was it 2? Okay, so it must have been just in 1 then with Charles Deenan.
Yeah.
He called me in his office. This is at Interplay, and he calls me in his office. It's like the super deluxe sound room with all the sound baffling up and everything. And he has me come in there, and he says, "Listen to this thing. Listen to the sound." He starts playing it. It's one of the shots, I think, from this laser, in fact, even. And he said, "Listen to this." He plays it a few times. He plays it over and over again. He's like, "Do you hear that?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I'm thinking he's just talking about the sound of the laser, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
This is crap, right? This is crap shit." That was his term for everything that was bad was crap shit. And I'm like,
I said crap shit?
yeah, that was the term for it. Was crap shit, right? And I'm thinking like, I don't know. It
like
kind of sounds appropriate to me. I mean, it sounds like a lasery kind of sound. Like, no. The sound is fine. No, listen. He starts doing it again and again and again. And I'm like, I don't think I understand what you're asking. It's like it sounds like a laser. He's like, no, you don't hear the popping. There's popping. No, I don't even know what popping is exactly. No, listen. Tries it a few more times. I think I literally do not hear whatever it is you have to say. He's like, okay, just go. And I'm like, okay.
God.
And that was my realization that like my ears just work differently than audio engineers. They hear things that normal human beings don't hear. And I'm confident he heard popping that was offensive to him. But to me, I couldn't hear anything but a laser sound.
Was he hitting it? Was it like the laser sound overlapping each other? Like
No, it was some sort of little like crackly noise that I guess was distorting in some special way that
it was
his professional ears, I'm sure, no doubt, he heard it plain as day.
Yeah, I was just
and it was simpletons like me that were like, I got nothing. It sounds like a laser.
Yeah, it was probably just like clipping a little bit or something.
Yes, I'm sure. There we go. I think. This is new. There we go.
Hey,
red
invisible dudes too.
Okay. Oh, so with the invisible guys, yeah.
Wow, is this serious? Have we made it like 3 levels yet?
Almost.
they're big levels, man.
Well,
Yeah.
this is level.
This is
Get a lot
value.
of time out of this game.
This was
So
value.
you'd think the developers would be experts at this,
My
like
God,
even
would
at
you
the
be wrong.
time. Okay, so like Jim thinks I could play well, but like so there's this guy named Kurt Harlan.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Kurt, I mean,
Information Society.
yeah,
Kurt
okay, so
Harlan.
he's the lead singer for Information Society in the 80s. You guys remember
I
this
remember
band?
that very
Yeah,
clearly.
also
Pure
still
Energy,
do.
that
Yes.
song. Well, anyway, he's a ginormous Descent fan.
I didn't know
Was
this.
a fan, yeah.
Wow.
I never heard this.
Okay, so he was a huge Descent fan, and he got hold of us when we were working on Descent 2 and wanted to do some music, whatever. That ended up not working, I don't think, or whatever.
At least we got
But-
Ogre.
Yeah, right. And so he held a Descent tournament, multiplayer tournament, and invited all of us to play. And I ended up being in the finals with him, and he.
You did.
Yeah, it was me and him.
You okay?
And he
Wow.
And did he?
creamed me.
Did he?
Like it was not even a contest. It was so embarrassing. It was horrible. Like he just murdered me. But since it was his contest, I said, well, you're the winner. Like, no, I sure don't feel like a winner.
Yeah, it's like,
he was-
no, you can be the winner. You won.
Unbelievably good.
That's amazing. I've never heard this story
Wow.
before.
Yeah, he's a good
That's
guy.
awesome. Okay, I think I'm all
No, you're
down.
good. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
this way presumably.
How many levels were in this game? Do you guys remember?
It's funny. I was trying to remember it myself, and
Well, I don't know.
I think there were 10.
Okay.
10 total?
Well,
I'm almost
maybe
out of energy.
I don't know.
Oh, right,
Maybe
because there were sort of
20.
like planets,
Actually, no,
right?
there were. Yeah, but there were.
Oh, that's right. Yes, there were.
This is back when Pluto was a planet. I don't remember. It was sort of planet themed.
Everyone
wasn't
else knows. Okay, hello.
Okay.
it? I don't remember.
People on the stream
fan-
who know.
the
27
fans-
levels and
levels.
3 secrets. There.
Wow.
27.
Wow, we were crazy.
That's a lot for how long each of these
7?
are.
Jesus.
It's a lot of value.
Yeah.
It's up in
Did I
the
already go by
ceiling
it, or-
somewhere.
I do
don't
remember
know.
we gave
Hopefully
we
not.
gave away
God.
3 levels in the Shareware,
it's
Oh, there we
right
go.
up there.
Yeah.
and we got a lot of feedback that was like too much. Like,
I remember
some
that.
people,
That's
like,
right.
Really?
They didn't need to do anything
Yeah.
more because they already had enough
Yeah, they
from that.
felt like that was a full game, and they had no motivation to pay us any money to get the real game.
Wow.
So it was like, Well,
And-
It still sold well.
Lesson learned.
Well,
It
Jesus,
did,
it sold
but-
an enormous amount.
yeah, it
actually,
did great.
Well, most of it was bundled with video cards.
We did
but
get a
OEM,
lot of-
especially
right?
two.
I
Two
don't
was
know if it was a
OEM.
percentage, but we definitely.
lot.
So there was this.
Shareware.
So VR is kind of a thing now, but like there was also this like.
Yes, back then there were
Back in
multiple.
'94, there was like a couple ginormous,
Yep.
like 20-pound.
I used to have to
headsets you
test
could
with those.
buy. They had like CRT monitors in your eyeballs or whatever, and they were horrible.
Oh my God! Your brain
so bad.
Your brain basically dies in about 30 minutes
Yeah.
from the headache, from the visuals bleeding into your eye. It was.
But that was like
There
a
was
new
nothing
thing,
good.
and
It was amazing.
Trying to sell this hardware, and they always
Your
wanted
turn.
software to
Then
be
grab
in
the
the box.
keyboard. You want-
And
Yeah.
so we got a bunch of really. John Slagle did like it take him a few hours to put in support for the next
What am I using? Oh,
VR headset, and we'd get a bunch of money for being bundled
Yup.
with the hardware. So it was a really sweet, and our game was really great for that because it was fully 3D and the enemies were 3D.
Yeah.
And if you could squint your eyes a little bit and use the hardware, it was like it looked pretty good. So for the time.
Yeah.
So like,
So we had a nice little sweet spot at that point in time, and then like the hardware just went away, and we didn't see any
Yeah.
VR again for like 20
Oh,
years.
the missile robot.
So amazing to see it now because
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, it was the next big
like-
thing 20 years ago.
Everybody's like, this stuff is crap.
Exactly.
Let's not talk
Maybe
about
one
it
day
again
technology
for
will
like
get
decades.
Yeah.
We
And then here we are.
I already have 20 concussion missiles.
Might
We must
stick around
actually-
this time, I hope.
Yeah.
so there was a shareware version of this too, which people were saying had like 7 missions in it or something.
That's what we're talking
like
about.
that.
Yeah.
seven?
Yeah.
The
Too
sh-
much.
Too much. Yeah.
That's a lot, but yeah, shareware. Because I remember I picked up shareware stuff for like a lot of games, just off like these weird discs I would find at like a thrift store.
Yeah. I
yeah,
remember
we-
Descent was at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I think there was a deal with 7-Eleven. Doesn't that sound familiar?
What?
Pretty sure.
Like,
Like you
free
could go to a
with a Slurpee
7-Eleven
or something?
and
Yeah.
there it is, like sitting on the counter.
oh yeah, it'd be on the
Working
counter.
upsell. Yeah,
We'd have
on the
to
counter, yeah.
charge because it costs money to make the floppy disk.
Right.
Right.
Because you can download it
would
from
be
the internet.
like $3 or something.
Yeah, that was
like
it. Yeah, it was this really small little package.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is this the one with the crazy?
And we had to fit that thing on two
What?
3.5-inch floppy
Right,
disks.
exactly.
3
To
levels.
get it to fit on that.
And that was we were.
Our,
I remember the night we had to get that working, and we were within like just a few bytes of it fitting. On
Wow.
And that's like zipped up, and well, actually, I think we used ARG format.
Yes.
ARG,
because
yes,
it got
that's
us a few
familiar.
more bytes over zip at the time,
right.
and
That
so
totally sounds
we crammed
familiar.
everything on there, and they're like, Adam, artwork is the biggest thing. We can't get this to fit on the disc anymore. So I spent like hours removing single stars from the upsell screen
Oh my
that had like
God.
a star field in the background. I was removing single stars so it would
Just so we
compress
can press.
just a little better
Unbelievable.
and fit on 2 floppy disks.
And we kept shaving just lines of pixels off of the
Yeah.
team photo.
That's right. Yeah, we kept cropping it. It would get a little smaller. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Dude, where are you?
It's funny
it's
to think
like-
of like this entire game is now like an icon in our current games.
That
Yeah.
blows me away.
I mean,
Yeah, here's an
20 years
icon,
ago,
or here's our
no
entire
idea
game.
this was-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at the full game when I was putting it into this so that it would run, it was 6 megabytes. By the way, 6 megabytes in the actual copy of Descent we have here
look at that.
is how many floppies? It's like 5 or 6 , I think.
Yeah, they're
Like-
Yeah.
1.4.
Where'd you get those 3D
meg-
Three and a
printed
half,
save
look at that.
icons?
1.44 megs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's
So
right.
it's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 5 floppies.
Oh man.
For a
I'm
6
responsible
megabyte
for
game.
this.
Big floppies. Those
Yeah.
are the high capacity ones.
Yes,
not,
they
Yeah.
did
not the ones that were
high-capacity
really
floppies.
floppy.
Right.
Yes.
5 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/2
5 1/4,
instead.
3.5.
Like,
Installing those things back in the QA days
Yeah.
was hell on earth. Because you just
Really?
have to, because nowadays you
You have
stick
to
a disk
wait.
in or you just start
Yeah.
to download. Back then, you got to wait because you got to swap it.
it took a while too,
Yeah.
didn't it?
It
Like
took-
for each floppy.
Yes.
I remember
It was not
installing a
pleasant.
couple. Like I installed a couple games via floppy, but for the
Yeah.
most part, like by the time I was
When
in
you have to
PC
do it
stuff-
multiple times every day,
Oh, man.
it
Oh,
starts to
because-
hurt a little bit. Because
Yeah,
that's,
because-
again, that's before things like networks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so
It's
if-
not like you can just say, like, I'll just grab a build off the network and,
Oh my
and
God.
copy it over
So
real quick. That didn't
if-
really happen.
Oh,
back
When there
then.
was a new
This
build of the
texture, Adam.
game, it was on another floppy, and everyone had to
Ugh.
take it and copy it. Oh no! That must have
Yep.
taken up
Threw
so
up
much
all
time
over
of the
the
day.
It was a little painful.
Oh god, that
say the
sounds
least.
awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
back at the beginning.
The Stone
No,
Age.
that green one's way worse. Go back.
See, I kind of like that one.
Nah, that's.
It's like a weird ground.
Oh my
right?
God.
Oh,
At
no,
least
that
it's
one
all
there.
right.
Yeah.
That's the,
That one there's
That's
a-
the same old Adobe mud. Like why did that cracked
Look at
mud,
this.
sun cracked mud come from? See,
that's like a
that,
weird kind of
that actually
granity
works for
kinda-
me
yeah.
because it shades well. Like we had
It
we had a
does.
256 colors to represent the entire game in all its colors, all its shades, and I remember spending a lot of time
trying to get
the right palette for every level because that's all you got.
Was that per level, 256,
we
or just
we
like...
switched it per level.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
So the same texture might actually look kind of crappy on the next level.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, not in this one, obviously.
Yeah, right.
This is hardware accelerated now.
Anisotropy.
Good.
Yeah, with the texture
Lord.
blurring, so it doesn't have the big pixels.
Some level designer was
Trilinear
evil.
filter.
I mean,
God, trilinear, that's right. It's trilinear and bilinear filtering, all that kind of crazy stuff.
Hey man, this is anisotropic or however you say it.
Yeah, well, nowadays, yeah, Jesus.
16x.
Yeah. I would dream of those sorts of things back in the day.
Does anybody have any
the red
questions
dude.
on the chat?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
chat, you have any
been
more
rather
questions
remiss
for us?
on the chat.
It's
We're
a-
having too much fun reminiscing. Of,
Yeah, it's a little after 5, but we can go a little longer
Sure.
as long as you guys don't have to like go right
I'm
now.
blowing off another meeting, which is just fine with me.
Yep.
All right, cool.
My children won't starve in a couple
There we go. Yeah.
hours.
They can just sit outside
why
in
are
the
you
cold
so
until you
late?
get home. That's no problem.
It's not that
Right.
cold today, right?
Yeah, it's only 30. I mean, they can fend for themselves in 30, right?
Yeah, we got at least a couple hours before
Yeah.
hypothermia.
Exactly.
Hi, kids. I love you. I think I'm just going back and forth down these really
Descent 2
long
licensed
hallways.
music? I don't remember Descent 2 licensed music. Do we have?
ETPC is asking about the Descent 2 licensed music and how that happened. I don't know how it. I guess that was something done at Interplay.
It
I
must
think
have been,
they-
yeah. And I,
Rusty wrangled a contract with Ogre.
Yeah,
from
because he was a
Skinny
big
Puppy.
Skinny Puppy fan.
oh.
Yeah, he was a
now
Skinny
that
Puppy
totally
fan.
sounds
He
familiar.
got a hold of Ogre and
That's
convinced him
right.
to do a few songs for us.
Wow.
I totally forgot.
And that was
Oh,
CD
wow.
quality audio. That was like Redbook
my
audio.
God,
So
yeah.
it was yeah, exactly Redbook, and it was much better than the sort of
completely forgot about that.
synthesized MIDI
like a
stuff that you'd get on the other games that didn't have CDs.
Oh, I had a question.
Typo negative, yeah.
Type of negative, yes.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Ogre and Skinny Puppy soundtrack. Yeah, jeez.
Huh.
That's amazing.
The question I had that I
Totally
forgot
forgot
to. The question I had that I forgot to bring up earlier was we were talking before the stream started about the name Ultor. Was that
Oh,
Descent?
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Where
Yeah.
did Ultor come from then? Was it Descent then?
Yep.
Yeah, we just made it up for Descent,
Wow,
I
okay.
guess. I don't even
been around a long
remember
time,
who did the story for Descent. But it was part of the setup, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we
Right.
skipped it from Free Space and Summoner, but then it obviously returned in a big way for Red Faction.
Yeah, Red Faction was the first.
And then I
the
think
next
pretty much
game
from then
to-
Yeah, from then on we just had
Jesus.
Ultor.
Yeah.
Then it
And
got to
Cabot.
be
And
a-
Summoner introduced the Cabot, and
Yeah.
then, of course, it
Oh, wow.
shows
Yeah.
up in.
Michael,
Not everything, but
Michael
many
Comet gave us the Cabot.
Comet did that one,
An
that's-
animator. He made that little character.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Given where he went after.
Where'd he go after?
First, he went
Well,
the big idea to do VeggieTales stuff, and then he went to. Did he go to Pixar?
No, the
to-
Ice Age. Played Blue
Oh,
Sky.
yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Blue Sky? Is that what they're called? Yeah.
Something like that. I forget myself now.
Yeah.
Oh, just
And now he's at Pixar.
Oh wow.
Good for him.
Pilot 88 wants to know where the name Descent for the game come from.
it's better than Minor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we called it Minor
I really like
first.
Inferno.
and
I
then
really like
we-
Inferno, but Descent, I think, speaks to the game
Inferno.
Yeah.
better than.
It just sounds. It's just.
It
the
implies
act-
that 6 degrees. Because it was always the big thing, right? It was 6 degrees of movement,
Yeah.
right? And Descent certainly implies that more than.
It was a
Inferno,
short list
but-
of names we got from Interplay. They did a focus group on it or something and
Okay.
came up with 8 names, and we kind of got to name our favorites. And I don't remember. Drop Shaft was the only other one I can really remember.
Drop Shaft.
Which sounds.
I think Descent's a little better than that.
Yeah, I think we did better than Drop Shaft.
Drop Shaft sounds more like an arcade.
How about
game.
Descent, Free Space, The Great War? That was a good naming process.
You remember why that happened?
Jim, why you,
I do remember that. I was in the very meeting when
I hate you.
I remember that meeting plain as day.
How is
That
it?
was fun.
Clothing
It was not
manufacturer.
fun. You're full of shit.
Fun is a special kind of usage of the word fun. That's all.
So Free Space was close to my heart. I like was the lead designer on that, and I didn't want to call it Descent Free Space, and
Because it's assuredly not a part of Descent.
it really wasn't. And it was just sort of it felt like a marketing ploy, and
Because it
just-
was.
okay. It was.
This is
I
great.
was trying
Keep
to be
going.
nice about it, but it was. And it
It's
just,
statute of limitations as such. Where
it was just one of those discussions where you knew whatever you say isn't going to really make any difference once you get a few minutes into
Well, the
it.
nice thing is we always just talked about it as free space, or talking to the press, or talking to the fans, or anything. It's free space.
It is.
It's our shorthand way of
We were
like,
just
you could say
passive-aggressive
the whole
about it,
name,
yeah.
right? But that's so clunky. Like if you had to say Descent Free Space, the Great War every time you talked about it, that's kind of a pain in the ass, right? But instead of you just say free space,
And
it's a
Free
little easier
Space
to
too,
talk about
like
it.
Free Space did well enough that they didn't put the
Right.
word Descent on the sequel, fortunately. So
Yeah.
it was whatever.
Yeah.
It was too late at that point. We were actually okay.
Conflict Free Space, that's
I'm
right.
doing it a little. Oh yeah, in the UK
For the,
it
in the
was
UK, yeah,
conflict.
because they didn't
Wow.
want to call it.
Conflict.
No,
yeah.
they couldn't because of the Descent clothing manufacturer.
What?
Oh,
That's
right. I
Okay.
forgot about that.
No, that was right. There was a Descent,
And they have an E
I
on their
brought that
Descent.
jacket in. I had
Oh,
the
did you
jacket.
have the-
Was it? There was a clothing manufacturer in Europe called Descente
Yep.
or something, and they had. yeah, I
that's
know,
right.
right? And they did like there's like a jacket that almost had like the Descent war
logo,
on it
yeah,
or something.
right.
They like did a jacket for us or something, and they were totally they were cool.
That bomber jacket.
But we were
the green
afraid
one?
of like infringing
Oh,
on
I
their
remember
IP.
I have one at home.
So in Europe,
And
it
thus
wasn't
it was-
called Descent Free Space. It was called Conflict Free Space. But they didn't want to
Josh
just
is
do it
never
free
having us
space. One
back.
reason, okay,
We're
I
out
should
of
give them some
control.
credit.
Yeah.
There was a disk like optimizing utility called Free Space.
Oh, I
with a
remember that.
space
That's
in
right.
2 words.
Yep.
And they were afraid of like them getting cheesed off that we had a game named
Yes.
Free Space. So
Wow.
that was another reason
is
we
true.
slapped Descent on it.
I forgot about that one. That's
Anyway,
right.
that's
All
that's
of the
for another.
things.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Saints Row and Red Faction of the same universe, but more of a gag. Yes.
What?
It is.
So
a gag.
so from the Mantis.
The Manny.
Yeah.
The Manny.
I call
Yes,
him
that's
the
right.
Manny.
We abbreviated by the Manny. Yes, exactly.
Manitzanev.
We like to talk about like whether or not Saints Row, Red Faction are the same universe, and yeah, I think that's one of those kind of poetic things. Like we just kind of put it out there, and you can determine for yourself if you think it's all from the same
Yeah.
universe or
It's the
not.
Volition universe.
Exactly.
It's
right.
for fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, auto weapon switch. How I love you. Not very much.
Yeah, all the recurring stuff through like all the games we've done or had some part in has been like one of my favorite things about this studio because like I don't know, one thing I really value with most games is when you play it and you're like, oh, I know it's from this studio. I can totally tell that they have some kind of mark on it. And I'm very happy I get to work at a place that's that and not just like, well, they make
Yeah.
games, I guess.
Yeah, we can be slightly irreverent
Yeah,
with what we
it's
do.
just games.
Yeah.
It's not
indeed.
rocket science.
Exactly. And pretty fearless too. That was the thing I always loved the most about Volition is like think about. So you guys started off doing Descent, right? Then a space sim, then a
Yeah.
first-person shooter, then an
Yeah.
RPG, then an open world game, or a third-person shooter actually with Punisher, and then an open world game.
I mean, that's not
Like-
normal.
Yeah, I've
a lot of
heard.
different
I've heard that a lot of
genres for a
developers don't
studio.
tend to do it that
Yeah.
way. I've heard.
Yeah.
We definitely liked switching genres.
Yeah,
for
I thought that was
many years
awesome.
there.
That was really cool.
It got costly.
Yes, yeah. I think it's better focusing on open world at this point from a sheer
Focusing.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Open
yes.
world isn't broad enough for us.
No kidding, right? Excellent point. Yeah,
That's as focused as we could bring it, make ourselves.
exactly.
Man, this is so fun.
Yeah,
This game
it's
holds-
amazing how quickly you're getting back into the flow of it, right? Like even just the movement,
So
watching
those
you
things
strafe
keep
and everything. It's.
pooping out robots forever.
think
There's no
they-
way to
I
stop
want to
It
say that they
depends.
stop and it stops glowing or something after
will
a
stop
while, isn't it?
glowing.
Like
Huh.
They can
What?
be triggered. I
think.
think they can be triggered 3 times by whatever the fly-through trigger is that you set up.
that's okay.
So
And then
if
it stops for a
and
period of
then
time. Yeah, it
it's
stopped.
It's done for this time.
Yeah.
So if I go back out
Oh,
Then it begins
and
again.
come back through wherever the trigger I put
Okay.
in was, it'll probably start them up again.
There it goes. Yep.
oh,
That's
you're
it.
so smart.
Wow.
Sorry,
That's
behind the curtain.
that's
Well,
gameplay
Yeah.
for you.
Now, if we weren't cheating, you'd be racking up that much more of your
Mid-90s
score.
gameplay.
That's exactly
ladies and
right.
gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like I had literally never played Descent until yesterday,
Yeah.
and like I'm surprised at like how well this is holding up.
Yeah.
And it's entirely just because the controls are so smooth
Yeah,
and
it's-
tight.
Yeah.
The fun factor is
barely see it.
it's just fantastic.
If you
It
were
always has
playing
been.
this Rebirth version,
No, in
your
fairness,
eyes would
yes.
be,
Oh,
They'd be
that's
a little
true.
painful.
Well, there's a
Bleeding
little
you'd
bit
have
of
a
help,
migraine
but-
right now.
Yeah.
No, this is
Agreed.
gorgeous. Thank you to whoever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously, the
This is
developer.
You guys that keep
Rebirth.
this alive, we
Yeah.
owe you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh Lord, I haven't seen the exit.
I like
Yeah,
how all
I
the
know.
monitors in the mines have vertical hold issues.
Yes, they do. Exactly.
It's like, haven't you worked that crap out by now?
At least
Oh,
they're
you got the
flat
right-
screens.
There we go. Oh,
That's right. There's CRTs
that's right. That's right.
because you want to ship, real heavy CRTs up in a rocket.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
Wait a minute. So they're stuck in like this little.
Oh, there it
pen?
is.
Yeah, but there's
They
something
can't
else.
even get out.
Oh, I guess not. Which makes it harder for me to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where the exit is.
There we go.
Oh, you better
And-
find the
oh,
exit
you know
first. That's gameplay.
You know why?
That's
Is that-
gameplay, exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because
You got it?
if you spent too much time shooting at them,
That's the stealth device.
you
you
would
can get-
blow up the reactor before you knew where to go.
Oh, that's what it is.
No,
That's
it's a-
right.
it's
I
a
forgot
trap.
about that.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's totally a trap. I don't know where the exit is.
Put that monitor out of its misery, please.
The exit is not there.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Oh, down there, maybe? It looks like there's something down there that. And it's usually sort of kind of close by-ish.
Yeah.
So I bet that's
No,
probably.
or this.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is right there.
yeah.
You're right. Good catch. Excellent.
Okay, so blow it up,
Yeah.
turn around, fly up and up and up.
Wow,
There you
it's
go.
lighting on the map. Far.
Right.
Not,
Yes.
It's not the same thing.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm blowing it up from the other side,
Good call.
so I'll have
Maximum.
a chance to.
Oh, look at you. That's strategy.
Nice.
See, I was always impressed with how they made it so that the transparent part of the textures let the lasers through. But
Yes, but not that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Mike or Matt or one of those two dudes did that.
Come on.
Oh,
that's awesome.
So
There we go.
that was a neat
That is
thing.
slick. In fact, it's
Because they used to
absolutely
just
back
let
then.
everything
Crap.
through, like in other
Which
games.
way was it?
Oh, see,
That
Whiteside.
way, I think.
Hey,
Why
look,
are
the
there
monitor
all
there you
changed.
go.
I like that.
Okay,
But
cool.
forward and then.
Oh, they
then
do.
up,
That's right. It's a good thing I didn't.
Yeah, I
forgot
forgot about
about
that too.
They still have.
Oh, I think it's straight up,
Let's try to
right?
shoot a flare.
Chromes.
There you go. And then, yes.
oh,
Look at
yeah,
that.
man, it's
Well
so tense.
done.
See, that was one of the best looking textures, and we had
Absolutely.
to like relegate it to the
The exit
skate
only.
tunnel. Wow. Got a lot of mileage out of that gold explosion.
Yes. That was
that's
from the
right.
library.
Think
Was
about
it?
gold that is. No, that was like
the-
the only real explosion footage we could
want
find.
the-
Like,
Oh, is that right?
it's the same
We're gonna be
explosion that every
finishing
game in 1994 and 95 used in every game.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I take pride in the fact that I actually rotated it.
Hey, that's unique, right? You
Yeah.
can't say it's
It's not
not.
a game just like, here it is.
Yeah.
Same orientation.
See? That's the genius behind it right there.
No, it's terrible.
That's what that is.
All right, well, that was Descent. Thanks, everybody, for being here and playing this game. It's,
Man.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for
Fun.
going on the ride.
Seriously.
Yes, it was
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
That is a
thanks for
fun trip
everybody
down
being
memory lane.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone in the chat.
Yeah,
thanks for
absolutely.
coming.
Yeah, sorry we rambled more often than we actually answered questions, but
It's,
if you get a group of old timers together, that's bound to happen.
Oh boy.
and yeah,
Back in my day.
Yeah, exactly, right?
next week we're going to be streaming Overload, which is a game currently on Kickstarter that is a Descent-like with a lot of the original people from the Descent team working on it. And you can find that in Kickstarter right now just by searching for Overload. And yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I'm Josh Stinson. And we're Volition also. We stream every week on Thursdays, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, 22 GMT. I'm Josh Stinson. I'm the stream czar. And today we also had...
Jasen Whiteside.
Jim Boone.
Adam Pletcher.
And yeah, thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye,
See ya.
guys.